Hi guys, welcome back to TedRedwood Gaming. I am Ed. It is Season 8, Episode 1 of FCOS in Football Manager 2018. This is my second time doing the whole transfer update and intro because I didn't press start recording. What an idiot. So yes, hi, hopefully I've stuck in a really quick Europa League draw. You've seen it before. I mean, we've been in a Europa League before, twice now technically. It's not news to us. We're going to skip through a bit fast this season, I think. So the draw for the Europa League, just to clarify completely, is Malmo, Midtjylland and Lazio, who are obviously the star turn in the group. But so far, things have been pretty good in the league. We have won against Utrecht 3-0, so traditional sort of third, fourth. They might even be in the Champions League, actually, Utrecht. Europa League, so maybe they failed in qualifying somewhere. But yeah, Utrecht, we beat 3-0. So that was Gretsen, Verheyen, Rahak on the score sheet there. We smashed with them 2-3-1. Marta, Sonner on an own goal. Final, we beat 5-2 with Marta, Sonner, Burnett, Gretsen and Rahak on the score sheets. That was awesome. We just looked dominant in all these games and looked pretty good in this one against Go Ahead, but we lost 3-2. We rotated a bit because Go Ahead are the whipping boys in the division, and we got whipped, so that was a bit stupid. So I'm going to rush through this a bit faster this time. It took me a good 20 minutes or so last time, and with lots of cutting stuff. You've seen a few of these transfers at the top, so people like Becker, Finn Bogerson, Tashkin, Gifkins, Cohen, all going out on, well, Tashkin for a free, everyone else for a minor fee. We've lost Sakurai, the Japanese centre-back, for almost $1 million. Saraiva has left for $2 million. He's been on loan a couple of seasons. Tawia's gone immediately out. And then people like Hassan, Westman, Bullhoser, all gone out on frees. All frees. Lots of frees and lots of fee-paying loans, of which most of them are new signings. Those that aren't, Thomas Patrick, who we signed in January and couldn't play because he was unregistered for everything. He's on loan at Lazio. Same story with all these teams. They're at least rotation, but mostly first-teamers. They're all paying loan fees, apart from the ones that we're not expecting to come anything to come from. But they've all got much better facilities as well. So hopefully Thomas Patrick will get a few games. We might see him in the group stage and hopefully develop real nicely. So you can see all these loan fees here. Cucci, I told you about, but I'll remind you of in a second. Van der Brink has gone out on loan. Lindahl, our keeper, has gone out on loan, both fee-paying. Ferez, who we had, fee-paying. Rodney Ruiz, fee-paying everywhere. So you did meet Cucci, who's gone immediately out to VVV, attacking mid, just in our division. Hopefully he'll come to something, if not we'll sell him. Burnett, obviously the freebie from Chelsea, which I've brought up another time, but he's so far so good, rotated in and out, looked really good. Gustavo Herrera is out on loan, he's a left winger, looks real nice. I know he's 21 years old and we're paying 7k a week because we have to because he's non-EU. Ben AC have picked him up with his wages and with a fee, and they're in our division in the Europa League, and so far he's performing real nice, so he might end up being a seller, but again, you can't really go wrong. Someone who is new, and we haven't sent out on loan, Martin Almiron. So average physicals, really good mentals and amazing technicals. Dribbling 16, first touch 17, passing 14, technique 17. He's got some good work rate, flair, decisions are fine, composure's fine, off the ball's good. 3.5 star, current 5-star potential, Uruguayan, 19 years old. Which don't play an attacking mid, so I'm sort of playing him wherever, but yeah, so far so good. So he costs 1.3 million. Wirtz, I think I showed you maybe, but he's a centre mid Belgian. He's gone out on loan to NAC as well. Just pretty good, well-rounded, technical midfielder, which we just seem to find a lot of in this save. I think it's quite common in FM this year to have players that look like this. It seems like every single one of my centre mids that has this sort of profile. But I don't think he'll make it, but we'll probably be able to make some money for him. He's almost valued at $1 million, which for us is actually real good. We signed Julio Cesar. No, not that Julio Cesar. As a goalkeeper. Still not that Julio Cesar. From PSG, on loan. His contract's up at the end of the season, but he's 3-star current, 5-star potential. We need someone to replace Lindahl, who I need to trigger the extension for a contract for, because his contract's up at the end of the season too. We want money for him. Lindahl just stopped improving. So I've sent him to Schalke, who have got good facilities. He might get some game time there, and hopefully we'll be able to sell him on at a later point. Julio Cesar I will try and sign as soon as I can for a free. I'll even pay a little fee to get him now, basically, but PSG aren't overly interested. Just really well-rounded and quite tall. Looks a lot more reliable than Lindau so far. Signed a 19-year-old South Korean centre-back, 1.5-star current, 4-star potential, absolute unit, 198 centimetres. Is very basic as a centre-back, but he's good, like absolute backup cover, which is what we needed. He was free. We got him signed on for about 11 years, so 2028, so that's 4 years plus 3 years optional, so he might be around a while. And then Victor Lundberg fits in with most of these guys apart from one. They're all older players, so Joe Mason, for example, so all in their 30s, all fairly professional at least, or something similar, fairly determined, fairly professional. They're just in for tutoring, they're all sitting in the reserves, and they're not unhappy about that. The only one that isn't is this guy, who is Rolandas Stankovičius, who is a 19-year-old Lithuanian attacking mid. Again, similar profile to our centre mids, good passing technique, first touch, all that stuff, dribbling's good. He was free, so I thought I'd give him a while, and yeah, he looks alright. 2-star current, 4-star potential. He'll probably get some game time this season. And the cherry on top of the cake, on loan, European Golden Boy winner a couple of seasons ago, Darren Kane. He's back at FC Os. I am so happy. Still got ridiculous physicals. Technicals still have a lot to be desired, but he can take penalties. He was just crazy for us and for Palermo not getting into the team, really. So we sold him for 7 million. He's back on loan for 700k. We're paying 1.7k a week. We could have bought him for about 3 million or so, but then his wages would have been 7k at a minimum. So we're saving a ton of money by having him on loan. I'll keep trying to loan him if I can, if he plays well. So far he's done nothing this spell, 2 games, no goals, but yeah, really happy to see him back. Finances looking good, they'll only increase as we go through our Europa League journey. Players sold, this income this month, 210, is technically all our fee-paying loans, so it almost covers our wages that are left at the club, which is crazy. Our main expenditure is loan repayments and interest, which is because of our stadium, which I don't have to update you on, but you'll see in a second. We've still got 10 million transfer budget. Our original budget was 9.6. The transfer window's closed, but I'm pretty happy with the business. The squad looks real similar to last season, which is good for continuity, I suppose. We've got an allowed wage budget of almost 310, but we're not even spending 100k. So yeah, really enjoying that so far. So we should be making a lot of money this season. So yes, the stadium in July 2026 we'll be moving into the 20,440 capacity FC Os Stadium. Bit of an aberration considering I led them to the Eredivisie title, but there you go. So that'll be our 10th season, and that is going to be the last season, unless something ridiculously good happens this year that I don't think will top. That will be the last season. So we'll have one go there to see what we can do. Try and bring Champions League glory to Os, which I think is incredibly doubtful, but you never know. Am I a legend? No, I'm an icon, but I'm not a legend. That's an absolute outrage. And it's still early days in the league. Obviously, we've lost that one game, and Vitesse have won all their games, so it leaves us short of the pace. But it's a long season, and we'll see what we can do against PSV today, who are hanging around in mid-table. All those sides seem to have just dropped off a little bit, really. They're just, I'm going to say that, Ajax a second, Heerenveen a third. It's a pretty familiar looking top 4 at the moment though. But the team for today is going to look real familiar. So Cesar is in goal instead of Lindau, who's on loan. Got Matusek, so I'm going to change for Schmidt. So it's Matusek, Schmidt, Boghossian and Vasquez at the back. I couldn't sign up a left back for love nor money over the summer. Devastating. But Vasquez is good, does a good job. He's solid. He just isn't really that ambitious going forwards. But yeah, real solid left back. You know how much I love him. We've got Prazak and Vaheyan in the middle, Rahak and Sonner on the wings, Marta and Gretson up front. So Silva has lost his place at the start of this year because Rahak is improving. 17-year-old Czech player, great pace on him, and he's arguably almost as good as Silva is already, so I thought I'd at least bring him in. And yeah, he's repaid me so far. And then some familiar names on the bench, so Van Boxtel, Ives, Burnett, the defensive mid we signed, Almiron, the Uruguayan attacking mid we signed, Silva, Kane, and the rest of them are sort of youth products who are half decent, apart from Segas, who I don't know how he's still here, truth be told, but every time he plays he seems to score. I just haven't really ever given him a chance, but if he could get that 2.5-star potential, then I'd keep him as a backup, because he's well rounded, he just isn't good. So Trabelsi not on the bench because he's knackered. All these guys who aren't on the bench are basically just youth products. Excited to see Latu Hiru back because I want him to get some game time this year. But yeah, I know I've babbled real quick, but let's get into the game. It's because I've had to do it all once already. It's already getting late. So yeah, stupid. So PSV playing a 4-2-3-1. No one overly familiar there to me, if I'm completely honest. Andy Maxwell's on the bench, so that's nice. Our ex-centre-back. David Birmingham's on the bench. Wow. He has had an absolute nightmare. He's wanted. Who's he wanted by? Milan? If they get money for him, I'm going to be livid. But we will get into the game. I will lie and say I've got nothing to lose. And that seems to have gone down quite well. And then I gave it to the assistant, and it didn't go as well. But hey-ho. It's only going to be this one game today. Obviously, we caught up with the summer. You'll see it's a familiar squad. We just bought a load of players who we sent out on loan immediately. To be honest, you've seen all this before a few times now. We need to regain the league title, and we need to progress in the Europa League. Malmo and Midtjylland aren't sort of glamour ties, are they? So you might see him, but we'll go to Lazio first. They're the third game, so you'll just meet us there. But PSV are coming forwards, and coming forwards with a plum. They've dragged a couple of defenders out of position. Tackle does come in from Schmidt, but they still managed to get a cross in and a header away, which is a bit annoying. But it looks like we're dominating possession at the moment, but not really dominating anything else. With about 5 minutes to go in the first half, that is it so far. Just that one highlight. We've got a couple of bookings and a couple of guys on 70% in the middle there. We'll carry on as we are for now and just let it be. I'll say I'm happy, even though I'm not really. Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it until 60 odd minutes and just see what we can change to try and force the issue. So just over 63 minutes gone. We got both our centre mids on yellows, or defensive mid, centre mid. So Burnett comes on at defensive mid. I'll just change it to defensive mid on defend. And Verheyen can come off for Almiron, who isn't very comfortable in the centre mid position, but I will leave him there anyway. I'll also leave him as a centre mid on attack because I don't think it'll really make too much difference. He's got room to play making if that's what he wants to do. I'm happy. And then Gretson, no one's really done anything, but I will show you the return of Darren Kane. He has played a couple of games, he's just not done anything. He's not even looked like scoring yet. But we do have a highlight immediately after making those changes. How great would it be to see Darren Kane on the score sheet again for us? Matusek down the right for a hack, who just seems to want to take on his man more than Silva has recently. Well, I say that and he just knocks it to no one straight ahead of him. So that's real nice. And PSV are coming back at us with a couple of players on a yellow. I'm slightly fearful. Although Almiron does pick up the loose ball in the middle. That is a great ball out for Sonner if he gets there, which he does. Darren Kane is there, gives it to Sonner. Cross it to the back stick. Marta with a free header. Michael Marta, who has blossomed since Darren Kane has gone. Darren Kane was the main man. He's come back as a shell. Same as Montgomery a couple of seasons ago, actually, when we won the title. Yeah, Marta's just incredible. His goal scoring has been ridiculous. He's just always consistently picked up as soon as someone has left. Hopefully another move built from the back, though. Cesar to Matusek to Rahak up the wing, who doesn't do his man again, but finds Almiron in a load of room. Runs wide with it. Hopefully gets a decent cross into the box. Rahak. Darren Kane puts it straight at Van der Hart. Oh, we're all waiting for it. When's it going to happen? And with a minute to go. Oh, we do have a throw-in with about 35 seconds. Is this another chance for anyone, or is this just an extended end-of-game highlight? PSV are throwing numbers forward. Not like this. Matusek clears it, thankfully, and Rahak, just with all the time in the world, you just have to stand there. No one's closing you down. Finds Almiron. Where's Darren Kane? Find him? No, he doesn't find him. So desperate. He finds Van der Hart, but it's a solid 1-0 win away from home against PSV. I'm happy with that. They created absolutely nothing, and we created a few things. Not much, but I'm happy. I want to retain the league, or I want to get the league back, and I want to actually do something in the Europa League. We were unlucky to go out of the quarters last year. This year I want the same again. We were quite lucky with a draw, so we'll just have to wait and see. A ton of our players are wanted, as is tradition. Lionel Sonner's wanted. valued at 1.2 million, which is an absolute farce. One day our reputation will grow though. So that is that for today. I will not be bringing you Malmo. I'll probably be back for the Lazio game. I might do a double because it sort of makes sense to do Heerenveen and Lazio. Obviously we're playing Vitesse and Ajax in between all that as well. So that's a really big 5-game spell, like probably 5 of our biggest games all season. But Heerenveen and Lazio will be the next episode. But if you've enjoyed that, please do smash a like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully we can go a bit further in the Europa League this season. Like I said, aiming for at least semi-final. I want to win it. I genuinely think we can win it with the right draw, but I know our players are a step below your sort of Tottenhams and Chelseas and big European powerhouses. But we'll see. We will see. But yes, thank you very much for watching. Cheers.